This is a presentation of OneLogin training.
Welcome to Managing OneLogin Part 3. OneLogin supports multiple authentication methods. For most, there isn't much you have to worry about once they have been initially configured. However, some might need updates over time, especially those that are designed to simply pass passwords through to the application, because occasionally those passwords need to be updated. Applications that use this method or require this method of having passwords and other credentials passed through to them, we call forms-based authentication in OneLogin. With forms-based authentication, OneLogin is basically storing those credentials within its own database and then using the OneLogin browser extension to pass through the credentials during the login process. With forms-based authentication, users can provide their own credentials and change them through the OneLogin portal, or administrators can control the passwords for each user, or it could be configured such that all users logging into the application are going to use the same set of credentials. Which option is configured for the application is set on the Parameters tab of the app connector itself, as we can see here with Airbrake and its Parameters tab. So, if the first option is selected and users are setting their own credentials, they will be able to see an Edit button on their app tile in the portal when they hover over it. When they click on the Edit button, they will see a dialog that will allow them to update those credentials, change the email or username field, and of course, change the password. If the second option is chosen, again on that Parameters tab, an administrator would have to go to the User tab for the application and select each user. Then they will see a dialog box like we see here pop up where again they can go and change the email or whatever username field is, as well as the password for each individual user. If the last option is selected, that's that shared credentials thing. Remember, we had a privilege level, by the way, manage shared app credentials. This is where that's coming into play. So if an app is configured with this third radio button over here, it's using shared app credentials. And if somebody has the manage shared app credentials for this particular app connector like Airbrake, when they go to this Parameters tab, they will see that email and password are now editable. They can click on those fields and type in an email and or a password that would be used by all users that are assigned to this particular application. This concludes Part 3 of Managing OneLogin. Please continue on to Part 4 so you can take a look at some of our automation functionality.
This is a presentation of OneLogin training.